Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Monday, February 14th, 2022. It is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day out there for all of you guys who celebrate. I have kids, so of course I celebrate. My wife and I aren't really that big on the holiday like ourselves. We don't like get each other gifts or do anything. Mainly it's a time for us to kind of like spend time with our kids and make sure we tell them we love them a couple extra times. We tell them every day anyway, but that's kind of what we do. And maybe we need to do a little. My wife and I could do a little bit better of a job of like kind of modeling on a specific day, because usually the kids aren't all that excited when my wife and I are like sappy and stuff. So maybe that's something we can work on. But not a huge holiday in our house as far as my wife and I are concerned. But my two daughters absolutely love it. There's hearts and flower, like fake flowers, and like treats and all sorts of stuff all over the place. That's what's going on. What else is going on is today it is Monday. So we got a Monday mukbang, and we've been talking about power bars for so long. And I've been trying to find like the original, like there was like an apple bar flavor, and I've been looking and looking and looking for that. I couldn't find it. But I was like, you know what? I gotta get something. So I placed an order for the feed, not sponsored, but the feed always treats me good, it seems. Not that they do anything for me, but like I always find something that I want there. I had to stock up on some Martin gels. But I also bought a whole bunch of power bar stuff. So today, what I have is 2 bars. One flavor is cookies and cream. The other is berry. And these, they have like 1, 2, and 3, like for before, after, during, and after, right? I just came back from a run. I haven't even had a glass of water after my run. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. So this is going to be great. I also bought a couple of gels because Powerbar makes gels now, which makes absolute sense. So there's 2 flavors, and I don't know about these flavors, guys. One is mojito. That's the one that I'm not so sure about. And the other one is orange. I think this one will probably be fine. Can't see it right now. There it is, orange. But you know what? There's like these things are huge. They're even bigger than Science and Sport. They're even bigger than Unived gels. I have a feeling like it's just gonna like slosh around, because listen, you can hear it. You hear that? It's just liquid in there. It's not even a gel. They call it a gel. It's liquid. We'll try that stuff as well. So I'm going to be sugared up. And if that's not enough sugar by the time we're done with this, I've got a Valentine's Day cupcake. It says on the bottom, love is kind. We made a trip to Michael's. Got some craft stuff, whole bunch of Valentine stuff for the girls to play around with today. And that's what we have. They leave some unfrosted for me because I'm not a huge frosting fan. So that's the layout for today. Hopefully we're getting ready. Everyone out there listening in on the podcast, I'll make sure that I explain everything to you. Not that it needs to explain that much in terms of eating a bar. You guys know what that's like. But I'll always keep you guys in mind. And hopefully you guys are having a good run out there today. And everyone else tuning in on YouTube after the fact, not live, hopefully you've had already a great Valentine's Day. All right. Eric Permon in the chat says, watching Kogo full cornholio on sugar is going to be epic. It's been a long time since I had a sugar overload on the Monday mukbang. So I was like, it's time. It's time. So that's definitely what we're going to do. CCC says, if I take this stuff outside, it'll turn into a bar pretty quick. That's true. It's still cold here. Mentally, I was like, over the weekend was supposed to be the last burst of cold for Chicago, and then it's going to warm up. And I was like, we're warm today, but it wasn't. So like, I definitely ran with the neck gaiter over my face for about half of my 10 miler for today. It was cold. It was cold. And then, I think the gels could be froze. Now, Terry says, didn't the bars used to be bigger? I think that they were always about this size. Maybe the dimensions were a little bit different. I don't remember. But they used to come in like a silver packaging. And I was kind of hoping that they would still have that same silver packaging. Because they were the innovators in this space. I listened to a podcast from the woman. I think she and like her husband started Powerbar years ago, and then they sold it. And now she's starting another bar company. I forget the name of the bar. It has something to do with, it's a term that can apply to both music and athletes, because she's marketing it towards both. So for people that want to have like a clean snack, but maybe are either training or on the road a lot, I don't remember. But I remember hearing a podcast about her, and I was like, oh yeah, Powerbar. I remember those. I used to eat those all the time. It would be like my special, like, I mean, we didn't have Vaporflies in the 90s. So before, you didn't have that to make yourself feel extra special before a race. You didn't have Dragonflies. You didn't have all the special kit and stuff. So like, what would you do to make yourself feel special? We didn't even have Beats headphones. You didn't do any of that stuff. But what we did have was you could buy Gatorade and you'd flash you wouldn't put it in a squirt bottle. You'd have to get the Gatorade bottle and you'd get a Powerbar. That's an ultimate that's time travel for me. I'm getting major waves of nostalgia right now. Oh man. All right. Let's scroll back up, see what else we got here. In terms of if anyone had any races or any results coming in. All right. Let's see. All right. Inez has had the Power Bar though. He says, "Hi, Kofuzi and everybody. I was pleasantly surprised by the Power Bar cookies and cream bar I tried recently. Their Pal Gel shots are good as well." All right. That bodes well. Good. Very, very good. Because I'm a little bit nervous about it. Steve had an eventful weekend 5K parkrun PR on Saturday. Awesome. Happy to ring the bell today. I love it. It's the best part of Mondays. And he had a PR on Saturday and then a 10-mile trail race Sunday. DNF, landed badly on the ankle, getting over a fallen tree. Oh boy, 4 hours in the hospital, but fortunately it's not broken. Phew. Well, I'm hoping that, Steve, you have a quick recovery. Sorry about the fall, but congratulations on that 5K PR. Matthew Lauder is about to go out for a threshold session. That's a way to start the week. Ooh. I used to schedule my week so that I would have workouts on Mondays, and then it just got to be too much for me. I'm like, you're asking a lot in my mind. It was always hard to do those Monday workouts. So more power to you, because I know how hard that is. Brendan said, "My fiance and I had a heart-shaped strawberry pound cake while watching the halftime show last night. That's our idea of a good Valentine's Day." Well, that sounds like a fantastic Valentine's Day. Awesome. JC says, "As a dentist, I think people should eat more Power Bars." Oh man, that's funny. I just remember so many memories of having those before cross-country meets and having a couple of them in my bag for like a track meet. When you would it would be like an 8-hour ordeal, between travel, like getting to school, getting on the vans and buses, traveling to the meet, being there all day. Yeah, I mean, I think that, and just having the Power Bars, and they would just stick to your teeth, and you would just, eat them, and it'd be hard to eat and all that, and it was such a weird texture and flavor that you were like, "This has to be good for me. It's giving me power." I could tell, you know? But, I think that kids now have it way different. I haven't been to a track meet in a high school track meet in a long time. But, when I go to even my nieces and nephews, my kids don't do sports. I mean, we rock climb and take swim classes, but we don't they don't do organized sports. And when I go to my nieces and nephews softball and baseball games, my nephew is not 10. Well, I guess he's 10 now. But there's concessions at those little league baseball games. You can buy hot dogs, pretzels, nachos, you can get beers. I mean, it's totally different. And I get the sense that if there were a big multi-school all-day regional track meet, that there would certainly be just tons and tons of concessions, and we wouldn't be rationing your Power Bars throughout the day like I remember doing in high school. I feel like it's a lot easier, but maybe it's hard because now you're now coach wants me to run the 4x8 and I just had 3 hot dogs. Oh man. All right, let me scroll down a little bit further back, or further down to catch up with you guys. All right, JC said he did some 5 times 1K intervals on Sunday. He hated it, so he must have done it right. All right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Those 1K intervals are supposed to be a little bit hard. Ed Chan also living in the past. I feel like everyone's in a nostalgia mood because of the Super Bowl show yesterday. I did not watch it. I just didn't really feel like turning on the Super Bowl, so we didn't watch it. But from what I see on Twitter, everyone felt very nostalgic about it. And Ed Chan says today, "I listened to some loud techno on my Yellow Sully Walkman to get hyped for my race." I never had the yellow one. That was always the super fancy one. All right. Chris Dyke says, In terms of race results, I guess I'll mention my half marathon yesterday. Went well. New PR. Awesome job, Chris. 1:28:58, getting underneath that 90 minutes with some room to spare. Great work. Awesome. Matt Byer says he's got a snowy cold running this morning. Look at that. He's got his Takumi Sens in his profile pic, but he's waiting for a nice day to break them in. Nice. All right. I mean, that's a lot of fun. I think I'm going to take him out on Wednesday I'm going to take him out for some threshold repeats. I took him out for a 5K workout. Loved them for 5Ks. I don't know if I'm going to love him for threshold. I think I probably will. And then that video will be Adios, because I did threshold repeats in the Adios Pro 2. So I'll put those two head to head. I think at marathon pace, I don't think I need to do that, like actual test. I think that the Takumi Sens, but maybe I need to. I think the Takumi Sens aren't going to be as good for marathon pace. But I think that at threshold pace, it could go either way. My hypothesis going into it is that the Adios Pro 2 is going to be better, but we'll have to see. All right. Very cool. All right. Let's get into the first. Should we do bars first? I think I'll do a bar first because I'm on an empty stomach and I'm really hungry. And then we'll get into the gels and then we'll end with the bar. I'm going to start off with the berry because, I don't think I'm going to like it. I usually don't like things that are berry flavored. There was a third flavor, but it had like peanut butter in it. So I'm going to try to avoid bringing too many things with peanuts in the house. All right. Serving size, 1 bar, 200 calories, 39 grams of carbohydrates, 2 grams of fat, 190 milligrams of salt. I would expect there to be more salt than that. And then 6 grams of protein. And I would expect more protein than that too. Interesting. But 39 grams of carbs is a nice amount of sugar for after a run or after a workout. It does say, I don't know what this means. Clone list, COLOGNE, tested products. It's a product of that. It's about Clean Sport. So let's see if we get focus on that. I've never seen that. I see like NSF Space Safe Sport, but I haven't seen that before. So yeah. Fructose glucose syrup is the first ingredient. Second ingredient, fruit puree. Oh my goodness, the color on this, guys. Those of you guys who are listening, I don't know how to describe this color because I'm a little bit colorblind and my color vocabulary is not great. But you guys that are watching this, look at the color on this. It's like a creamsicle, like a fruit, like sherbet, like pinkish, purplish sherbet. This is a weird, smells like berries, like a mix of raspberries and stuff. Strong flavor, smell. It chews like a power bar. It's actually a little bit easier to chew than I remember for power bars. And it basically tastes like Fruit Loops. This is very sweet. Regan Dugan says, dude, that's Lappy Taffy. Jeb Elliott says, it looks like taffy. Everyone thinks so. Terry Furlong says it's pencil erasure pink. CCC says it looks very natural, air quotes. And just Co is eating an eraser. I do feel like Lappy Taffy is probably the best description for this, what this looks like, the texture, and even a little bit what it tastes. It's candy sweet. And I feel like it's going to pull a filling. Yeah, it's like more like taffy than it is like a power bar. Or maybe like a mix between taffy and power bar, between the two. Lines that look like a tongue. Oh, that's funny. Jonathan says, looks like the old school power bars from the early 2000s. I used to pack the vanilla ones in my tennis bag to eat between doubles and singles matches. Yeah. I don't remember power bars that look like this, that were this color. All I remember is they were always that like weird brownish color, right? Kind of like a oatmeal, Scent Nomad says, doesn't look very vegetarian. I mean, it feels like chemicals to me. Like if you like, yeah. Like this is like it's like a Willy Wonka color. You know what I mean? Like just super intense color, not one that you would normally see in nature, like that kind of thing. Very funny. Very funny to eat that one. The taste is not bad. It's just very, very sweet. I don't have a huge sweet tooth. So like it's not probably a flavor that I would pick again, but I could see it being very popular and have its own kind of like core following. Just not me, you know. Yeah, Matt or Cornero knows what's up. The Apple Cinnamon Power Bar is doing junior high track meets for the win. Or FTW, he said. I say it as for the win. But yeah, I mean those. I just remember eating all those. It just made you feel so good. That's what I loved about them. You know. Luke Klein says I'd be worried about pulling and filling. I was worried. I have one that I think is maybe loose. I need to see the dentist again because I was eating popcorn the other day and I just felt like when I was eating on that side, I was like, oh, I don't know. I think I haven't seen. I missed my last appointment. My last appointment was like during the Omicron wave, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go. But now I think it's probably a good time to get back to the dentist. All right, let's go to these gels now. Let's try one of these. I'm gonna start out with the mojito. I mean, I'm hoping that just this tastes like salted lime, right? Because like that's what people call it a lot of times, but maybe they're just trying to have a little bit more of a fun sounding flavor. Mojito does not. When I think about mojito, I think about like an unnecessarily cumbersome and laborious drink. And so like that's what the baggage that I'm bringing into this, I guess. So I'm going to think of it as just salted lime. Maybe that's not the right way to think about it. But first ingredient's water. And then the second ingredient is their C2 Max dual source carb mix, which is maltodextrin fructose and apple juice concentrate and lime juice concentrate. All right, 110 calories for the pouch. It's 67 mils. So it's a pretty big, it's over 2 ounces. So it's more in here than a shot. All right, 2.27 ounces. That's about like a shot of liquid, right? Like a shot glass. No fat, 210 milligrams of salt. So a good amount of salt for a gel. And then 26 grams of carbs. So it's a little on the high side, or like more than you would normally like. I would say like I normally see like 16 to 20. So good numbers. It does have caffeine in it too. 50 milligrams of caffeine. Nice. I like that. And it does say that one of the things is easy to swallow without having to drink water like immediately afterwards. There we go. And it's vegan. So, and what I do appreciate, it's got the little litter leash thing on the side, you know, like that little thing over here. So that way when you tear off the top, it doesn't like fly away. So it doesn't make trash. The only problem with this is like during a race, I usually rip through both of them. So it's a good idea, but I think they need to like re-engineer these a little bit. But cheers, guys. Oh no. This tastes like toothpaste. Ugh. This is gross. I feel like I'm drinking mouthwash. This is disgusting. You know how mad I would be if I were running a race and like there were like Powerbar gels, water, Gatorade, and you're like, oh, I just ran out of gels. I'll grab one. And then you're like, oh, mojito, I never had this before. I'm sure it's fine. And you ate this. Guys, this tastes like Lister. It tastes like Listerine. Well, goodness. Oh, that was bad. Don't get the mojito. Oh, it made my coffee taste funny. Like I don't know. I'm gonna have to eat some of this cupcake to cleanse the palate after that one. That one was not good, guys. Just like it tastes like green Listerine. Ooh. I think I ate like half of it. Jackie says you'll have fresh breath at least. Yeah. Ugh. In a sense, so it's not good then. No, I don't recommend. I'm sure it works. I'm sure from a sugar perspective, it's fine. And if I were struggling, and I was like, I just need something, I need to pick me up something with caffeine in it, I would take it and be happy if someone gave it to me. But yeah, that's not a flavor I'm gonna pick again. Usually with the gels, it's like, all right, not my favorite, but I understand where they're going. Same thing with like this berry bar. Not my favorite, but I feel like there are people that are gonna really enjoy that flavor. That one, that mojito, I'm not gonna like that one. Ooh. Yeah. All right. Someone said, all right, Chris Dyke says, saw your streak fly order was canceled. I'm okay if I don't see another review of that shoe. I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it. I think that a lot of people are reviewing the streak fly. And so like I think there'll be plenty of streak fly content for everyone to watch. I did order it and it processed and everything. I don't know if the money ever left my bank account or not. I don't think it does until like they actually process your order, but I went all weekend long and I didn't get like your order has been shipped kind of thing. So I was like, oh, and it said it wasn't going to wasn't supposed to arrive for over a week anyway. I wasn't supposed to get it till the 18th and I ordered it like on the 10th or the 11th or something. Maybe it was the 12th. And then I got an email over the weekend saying that they canceled my streak fly order because it turns out they don't have enough inventory to fulfill that order. I wonder how many other people got that email too. So yeah, so that happened. So I probably won't review that shoe. I tried. So like I made an effort, guys. So that's about it with the streak. That's how I feel about the streak fly. I don't plan on running a lot of 5Ks. So like as much as I say like, oh, the Audio's Pro 2, not great at 5K repeats, I'm like, it's still great. You know what I mean? And I probably won't be racing a 5K anytime soon. So, and if I do, I got the Takumi Sen, or I can run in the Metaspeed Sky or the Endorphin Pro. There's plenty of shoes. And so yeah, it's too bad. I think I would have had fun with it. Chris says about that mojito flavor, maybe the shotgun flavor wakes you up, like those sniffing salts. Maybe. I mean, it would certainly be distracting. Like, let's say you're out there struggling. I mean, all you ultra runners out there that are pacers for your friends, like, everyone has their thing. They're like, all right, I'm pacing Jimmy this weekend, and you know what? Jimmy loves dad jokes. So I'm going to brush up and like memorize a whole bunch of dad jokes. So that way, when he's struggling late in the race, I can have a whole bunch of these things to keep him entertained. I think what you should do is also pack one of these Power Gel mojitos and just give it to him as like a gag, like as a gag gel, and just be like, it's got caffeine and salt. You should take it. If someone's struggling, it'll knock you out of your funk. That's for sure. So maybe. That was the biggest no from Co ever. Yeah. And Shannon says it. I think it's the most I've ever disliked. Yeah, it is. I can't think of a thing I disliked more than that one. Yeah. And Shannon wants to know if everyone heard about Chris Dyke's 129. Yeah, we did hear. It was 128.58, so you can't short the guy. It was under 129. But yes, we did hear about it. We rang the bell for him. Thank you for reminding us. Oliver Pfeiffer says, have you ever tried the Windforce gels? To me, those are only natural feeling gels I've tried. So about the opposite of Power Gel. I've never heard of Windforce. I'm going to put that down on my phone to try that one, because that sounds good. I mean, I've done some. I've done like Spring Energy. And that's one I feel like is one of the most natural. All right, Brett Reed says, it's amazing how a choice of sock can influence a shoe. I hated the Takumi San with a thick sock. Thin sock, better fit and better feel. Did a 180 on my thoughts on the shoe. Anyone else find that? I don't know if I've ever done a 180, but there are certain times where I'm like, oh yeah, the sock makes a difference. You can't wear a thick sock with this one. But I just generally find I don't like thick socks. I think that's pretty much how it always kind of goes for me. All right. Luke Klein says, what's the brownie you just ate? It was a palate cleanser, but my kids made some Valentine's Day cupcakes yesterday. And so I thought I would have that as a snack, because even though I brought a whole bunch of stuff to eat, I was like, I haven't eaten lunch yet today. I just came in from the run, so I needed more food. All right, let's get to the other gel. Let's do this. This one's orange. I feel like if you mess up orange, that's a problem. So I'm looking forward to this. This one has a little bit less sugar. It only has 25 grams of sugar and a little bit less salt. Also has that cologne list, COLOGNE, not cologne like the scent. Commitment to a clean sport. Yeah, no protein, no fat, just water and their dual source carb mix. All right, let's try this one. Like my gut is having a reaction to opening this because of that's how strongly I reacted to the mojito. Already, like there's a Pavlovian response. So hopefully this one is better. Cheers. This just tastes like orange juice. It's very thin. I mean, yeah, it's like there's like a sourness to it at the end, which reminds me of orange juice. And it's like just it feels pretty like not viscous. It's just like it's just liquid. Is this just orange juice? How much sugar does orange juice have in it? If I had 2.27 ounces of orange juice, how many carbs of sugar is that? I think this just might be orange juice. Like orange juice from concentrate, you know? All right, this one's good. I like this one. The ingredients are for their C2 Max dual source carb mix. It's maltodextrin, fructose, apple juice concentrate, and orange juice concentrate. So there is orange juice in this and apple juice in it. That's what it is. Well, and maltodextrin and fructose. Yeah, and there's some citric acid in here, sodium citrate, potassium sorbate. I don't know what those things are. Yeah, this is good. I like this one though. But let me tell you what. Here's the problem with these. From a practical perspective. So there's a seam at the back of this, right? Like where it's like this. This makes it hard. I can't eat this well. It's liquid, so I want to just like squeeze it and pour it in my mouth, right? So, but like this is like, I guess too stubby, but it's already a long product. And then there's a seam at the back that's like in an inconvenient position that makes it hard to like get your mouth on top of the gel to eat it. So like they need to work on this packaging a little bit, but this product is good. Goo. Did I try that one? Did I try that one on camera? There's a Goo gel. It's like cola. It's like, because ultra runners love cola, right? And so Goo makes lots of cola flavored things. And it's like a double wide of a gel, but it's like very much a liquid. And it tastes like flat Coca-Cola. So it reminds me of that. That package was easier to eat. This one's a little bit hard because of this mainly. Well, you got the litter leash on one side. Let's get some focus. We got the litter leash on one side. So that's kind of like touching one side of your face. And then this seam is touching like the other side of your face. And so it's just like weird. It's a weird eating experience, but the product itself is good. If you like very, very like thin, like basically little pouches of liquid. This is a good one. Made me burp though. That's okay. Scent Nomad said the Powerbar strawberry banana is the worst I've tried so far. Exceptionally sweet and synthetic. Oh, I didn't see that one as an option. Now, you know what? Here's the thing. I've got more of the gels because I'm like, oh, if I like them, I might want to have them on the run. Especially in the wintertime. I don't like to carry too much fluid around. Um, so like having these ones that are a little bit more voluminous and a little bit less thick, less scoopy, are the ones that I tend to like to bring. I don't think I'm going to bring that mojito. That might be the one, like, when I go for a run with my running buddy, I usually pack like an extra gel in case we ever need one and in case he needs one. I'm going to give that one to him. See what he thinks about it. I'm not going to warn him. I'm going to be like, it's basically like a salted lime. I think you like mojitos. All right, Melvin Eubank says, long run shoe debate. Hoka Mach 4 versus New Balance 880 version 11. Again, I'm bound by the availability of good shoes in my Giganto shoe size and go. Ooh, long run? The 880 is a workhorse. I like that shoe a lot. It's underrated for sure. And it's got like all that outsole rubber to make it that long, high mileage warrior. But the Mach 4 is such a fun shoe. And I think comfy even for long runs. So that's a good one. I'd probably pick the Mach 4. But again, depending on availability and price, 880 is not a bad idea. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Apple Dream says the goo cola was nasty. You didn't like it? I liked it. It tasted to me like Tailwind makes Colorado cola. It tasted just like that. I couldn't really tell the difference. Set Nomad said the Science and Sport Cola is pretty much my favorite gel. I don't think I've tried that one. For some reason, I was scared to try that one. I was like, I don't think I'm going to like it. But now that I think about it, I probably would enjoy it. Luke Klein says, does this one taste like Scratch Orange? No, Scratch Orange to me tastes more like a very lightly flavored Tang. It very much has like an orange drink flavor to it. But this Power Gel, the Hydro Liquid Energy Gel from Powerbar, tasted more like orange juice. It had that like tartness at the end that made it taste just like juice. Like if you put something in your juice, like sometimes people will like put medicine in juice and stir it in, so you'll have to take it. Do other people do? No one opens up a capsule and puts it in that way. Before I knew how to like swallow stuff like pills, that's what I would do. I don't know. Louise Becerra says, all this eating is making me more nervous for the LA Marathon. Haven't practiced any of this. Just get some and eat them on your long run. That's okay. You know what I do that could make it easier? And this is what I normally do for all my workouts, is I only eat the gels on my recovery phases. So like my mile repeats, those are 1 minute recoveries. That's really short. Pretty much as soon as you're done with the rep, you got to start getting that gel out. It takes me maybe about 30 seconds to eat a gel. Maybe 40. So you got to be quick. But if I have like, a 2.5 minute recovery, that's plenty of time. You're just jogging. That way you're not like running fast and trying to do it. So like, slow. If you're not very experienced with it, take your time. Walk even if you want, because there's nothing worse than choking on this stuff when you're trying to run fast. Yeah, Ed says a gross gel might be good late in a marathon to take your mind off of everything that's hurting. I kind of agree with that, especially if it's funny. Did we go over this one? And it said I had a goo birthday cake flavored gel once. It took sweet to a new level. That one is super gross. That one I don't like. And Set Nomad said birthday cake is a very weird flavor profile. That's a very accurate way of describing that, I think. Chris Deck says, race question. When running a race through a downtown core, around towers specifically, how do you manage pacing given the likely GPS issues? For example, my watch gave me a 125 and change half marathon yesterday, which was way off. There's a couple ways to do that. One, if you're with a pack, then rely on the pack to carry you through. It's another reason why, of the many reasons why I think it's important to do a lot of like race pace training. So that way you just know what the effort is. And I find that the more tired I get, the less helpful I find it is to look at my watch because it just is demoralizing. And so one of the things that I've been doing, and this doesn't really answer your question, but one of the things I've been doing, and I will answer the question more directly, is when I'm struggling, like whether it's those mile repeats or a long block of marathon miles, is just to say, this is the effort that I'm going to sustain. And whatever this effort is, that's going to have to be good enough because that's what I can do today. And whatever the time is, that's what the time is. And usually it ends up being the correct pace and time. So that's kind of like how I think about it, is just really focusing on the effort and maintaining that consistent level of effort. I think a lot about mechanics, like, is my foot hitting correctly? Like those are the, like, is it hitting the ground? Because my foot tends to kind of like, my heel, like, kind of like stomps on the brakes a little bit when I get very tired. I think it's a knee instability issue or knee weakness issue. So those are the kinds of the things that I do. Forget about it. So same thing with, if you have GPS issues in a race, just maintain effort and go. The other things that you can do are, I like to hit the lap timer button when I pass every mile marker. And so that way, depending on how you have your watch set up, I have it so that way it tells me like my current lap distance. So it'll be like 0.62 and my current lap time, right, as I'm going through. But if it's way off, who cares? When I get to the next mile marker, I hit the button again, and then next mile, I'll be good to go. So that's kind of like the other thing to do, is just like, there will be GPS issues. Don't worry about it. Maintain constant pace, lap time for the next mile, and hopefully you'll have a clean reading for the next. So that's kind of how I approach it. Brett Reed said, the Science and Sport double espresso is my gel choice. I hate the flavor, but works so well. I've had that one. It's weird. It tastes like something's not right. There's like a metallic flavor to it, right? Yeah, I don't think I like that one. All right, let's scroll down. Eric Paramount. Some of you guys mentioned you don't like Tailwind. I'm a big fan of the Tailwind. I don't know if Tailwind makes a smaller thing, but they basically sell them in double packs. And if you just want to make one serving, you're supposed to like pinch the bag and just pour in half a bag at a time. I feel like there's got to be a better way to sell it than that. And there probably is. I probably just haven't seen it yet. But Eric says, I haven't had too many issues with Tailwind. Recovery or energy taste sits well, doesn't create GI distress, and certainly not as impactful as some gels. Yeah, I like the Tailwind. I think of the drinks, I mean, I just like Gatorade works for, like, I don't have any that don't work for me. Tailwind works great. I like Scratch. I like Gatorade Endurance, the extra salty flavor. I really like the Univet Elite drink. I mean, I guess I haven't found like a drink for like during your activity that I haven't liked. I have to think about that one. I'm sure I've tasted something. I wonder if Powerbar makes like a mojito flavored drink. That would be gross. Sand Nomad says energy gel pranks could be a new YouTube genre. Yeah, I mean that can get out of hand real fast, I think, though. that probably could be even funnier. Yeah, Chris Dyke says, though, I hear you about run by effort, but it can get tricky when you're around 1,000 other people and get those race vibes. That's for sure. That's for sure. But, if you're in that situation if you're around 1,000 other people, I feel like that's an even better time to look at the watch even less, unless you think like, I feel like we're going really slow and you need to check. But then if you're in the city, how do you really tell? Because then it's like, what are you going to do? Like waste all this energy fighting the crowd, like just kind of like move with as long as people haven't lined up horribly wrong in terms of pacing, then you're kind of like, you can try to edge your way forward, and weave in and through the crowd. But when it's really packed up close, I like to think of it as like, this is like nature's way of telling me not to go out too hard. So that's like another way to look at it too. But I hear you. Yeah, it's hard when there's adrenaline. Yeah, definitely. And everyone's there. It's exciting. Yeah. Lou Klein says, I've been digging the Martin Cap and the regular. For the races, I've been, for my colder weather races, I basically just bounce back and forth between those two. Once it gets warmer and I'm sweating more, then I need to worry about salt. So then I throw in a Humachia Plus instead of like a regular Martin. I'll put in I'll usually do like three caffeinated, one regular Martin, and then like 2 Chia Pluses if I'm doing 6 gels. Yeah, just to make sure I'm getting a lot of salt. Terry says, oh, the Tailwind does come in big bags with a scoop. I don't think I've ever bought the recovery that way, but I don't think I've ever bought the drink that way. I'm gonna have to do that. It's probably an easier way to do it. But I think I bought like a sample pack. I wanted to try a bunch of different flavors. That's what I think. All right. Let's try this one. Cookies and cream. In a sense, this is a good one. I'm looking forward to it. I generally like things that are cookies and cream flavored. Stat-wise, it lines up pretty similarly to the other one, the berry one that was super sweet. 200 calories. This one is 37, so a little bit less sugar, same protein, 7 grams. 220 milligrams of salt. I think that's a little bit more salt than the last one. Yeah. Like 10% more. So it's a good amount of salt. All right, let's see how it tastes. I wonder what color do you guys think this is going to be before I open this? And as you can't guess because you already had this before. Is this going to be white with dark flecks or like cookie dough colored with dark flecks? Oh, this is not the color I was expecting. Oh, this is kind of weird. Jeff Elliott says gray. Jeff Elliott, though, you know what? You're right. You're right. It's kind of a grayish color. It's more of like a regular cookie dough color, but like it's really hard to get out of the packaging. It's very sticky, which I guess makes it's like that signature Powerbar like difficult to get out of the wrapper. Very sticky. JC thought I was going to be white with dark. Leon thought it was going to be a cookie dough color. Chris thought that was going to be black. That would be a good guess too. This is a little bit sweet. Tastes like white chocolate. Luis thought it was going to be poop color. I guess depends on what you're eating. Could be. Yeah, I mean, it tastes just like kind of chocolate chip. It's glossy. The camera's not picking it up, but it's like, I don't know if it's the sugar or what, but it's shiny in an unappetizing kind of way. And then it's slowly drooping. So it doesn't have quite the like thickness of that the original Powerbar did. Not as dense. This one doesn't, like, if I ate this and people were like, this is from the Powerbar, I'd be like, is it? They must have changed the formula a lot. And it's pretty good. It's got like little like Rice crispy things in it, I think. Bryce said I was hoping it was going to be pink again. I was hoping it would be a weird color too. I think that would have been fun. But it's just kind of like raw cookie dough. And it's too sweet. I don't think it needs to be this sweet, even for a cookies and cream flavor. Like they need more of like a brown sugar or molasses flavor to bring it down. It's like, to put it in like a music sense, there's like too much treble, not enough bass. There's something missing on the bottom side. Maybe even a little bit more salt. Not bad. I don't know that I would buy this one again. I gotta find the apple cinnamon flavor. That's what I think. All right. There's a question up here. Melvin wants to know another debate regarding Martin bulk orders. Martin 100 regular versus the Martin 100 calf. No, I'm a complete gel novice. You know what you should do, Melvin? I really should reach out to the feed because I feel like I'm talking about them like every episode. But if you go to the feed, you can buy like one at a time and you're not paying like a huge markup for them. I don't know how the feed gets it, but one, they regularly have inventory, even when like fleet feet might be out. So that's number one. So they have inventory, and two, what I bought, they have like a mix of 6, or I guess a mix of a dozen, where you get 6 calf and 6 regulars in a box, and you don't get it in a box though. That's the thing. I feel like they just have like bins of Martins, and they just throw it in a box, and they threw it in there with these power bars, tape it up, and they send it to you. So that's how it kind of came to me. Not kind of. That's exactly how it came to me. But it's very useful if you haven't tried Martin before and you want to buy more than one, but you don't want to buy a dozen. You can do that pack, which is 6 and 6, or you can just buy 1 or 2 of each. And then, like, they try to get you to spend more. If you spend a certain amount, it's free shipping. So, but they have plenty of stuff that you would want to get. Right? Basically everything that we've talked about here today, you can get at the feed. Even the hot shots that Dr. Josh likes. And even these power gels, if you want mojito flavored power gel, if you got a frenemy that you're going to be running your next ultra with, that's a good one. Or a friend too, who has a good sense of humor, And says, anyone try UCAN? Curious about it. I haven't tried their drink, but I've tried, I think, all of the other UCAN products. They have a electrolyte mix. That's okay. Neither bad nor good. Not tremendously memorable. The gels, I've had, I think, all of the flavors of the gels. It's good. It has, I don't know if it's because I know that there's like basically like cornstarch is one of the sugar sources, but it has like a different kind of taste to it that's like noticeable. But it's not like it's not like super crazy sweet like this Powerbar stuff. So it's a different kind of a flavor, but they say it's supposed to be like slower. Like there's 2 kinds, like again, like this Powerbar stuff has 2 kinds of sugars, a double carbohydrate mix. And the idea with that is that like, some parts of it hit your system sooner and the others kind of like stays in the system a little bit longer. So that way it's not just a spike and crash. It's a quick boost of sugar that kind of stays a little bit more level. And then it crashes, I think. So it's a good product. I like it. They have an orange flavor. That's the one flavor that I know that they have. It's pretty good. Doesn't taste like juice, but it tastes like orange, like drink. Yeah, Lou says you can buy a starter kit on the feed for Martin. Yeah, the starter kit's a little bit expensive, but like you get a bottle, like one of those Martin bottles, which I feel like 2 years ago they were just like giving, like everyone had them to give away, like all the retailers and stuff, which was good marketing, I think. But you get like a mixed bottle, you get the 320 mix, you get the 160 mix, you get some cap, you get some regulars, you get a little bit of everything. That's a good, if you haven't tried it before, that's a good one. But I don't train with the drink. I think the 160 is the drink that you drink during, and then the 320 is like their like carb loading drink, I think. I'm not sure. So they have a couple of different products, but I like the gels. The drinks I thought were okay. B. Cockton says, I just got a Stride foot pod and have been training by heart rate up until now. Did you find it a hard transition at first? No, because I don't really think I was looking at heart rate that closely either. I was pretty much just looking at pace. So training by power, it took a while because you have to run before it kind of like knows you a little bit. So it took a time, but it wasn't hard. I had to remember to make sure I put on my shoes every day. That was the only thing. Lou says that you can't taste like chalk. I don't know about, is chalk the right word for it? I think I know what you mean. It's that cornstarch, I think. All right. I think that's a good place to leave it for today, guys. The Powerbar stuff, it's very sweet. The orange gel, I think, is the best thing that I tasted today. Then the cookies and cream bar, good. It didn't quite give me the nostalgia for power bars of like the 90s that I was hoping that this would give me, but it was I had nostalgia today overall. So I guess that, that I got what I was hoping for today. I don't know that I'll be buying those bars again. I don't know if I'll buy the gel again. Maybe I'll have to try it on the run. I'll bring the mojito out for a run too, and I'll update you guys if I end up liking it. Because eating them here, sitting down, in front of my computer is one thing, but eating them on the run is another. So I'll try them, but I don't know if I'll get any of this stuff again. But it was fun to have it on the show. I'm glad I bought it for today. All right, no video for tomorrow morning, guys, but we will do another. You know what? I think we'll do a live stream tomorrow, but I'll have to let you guys know in the morning. I got to finish up some stuff at the office. I'm moving everything out finally. The lease is finally over. So tomorrow I think we're gonna do a live stream, but if we don't, I'll post it. I'll update you guys as soon as I can either way. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. And until then, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.